There has been an outpouring of support in various ways over what is going on right now in Ukraine. And, you know, part of it is just the images that we've been seeing and the horror of what Russia is doing and the strength of the Ukrainian people and its president. Well, there are people that are really touched by this in a profound way in the United States. One of them is Bethenny Frankel.
And what I think Bethenny Frankel has done is mobilized an army of people who really are touched by what they're seeing there, and they are giving in the millions and millions of dollars. Bethenny has organized her Be Strong fundraisers, and I think the last count I saw was over $16 million in aid being sent to refugees in Ukraine.
And the money is pouring in, but she is just doing...
In fact, that number is probably higher now.
She is just doing an incredible job. So we're really honored to have her on right now to talk about this. Bethenny, welcome back to TMZ Live.
Thank you. Nice to see you both.
First of all, tell us what motivated you to do this.
Well, over the years doing this in Puerto Rico and the Bahamas and the Australia fires and Hurricane Harvey, your favorite hurricane, I have gotten a skill set, and it's not that different than business. You need to be lean, efficient, get things done. And I found that a lot of the bigger orgs, they not only take a lot of the money for bureaucracy, but they're not nimble. You got to get in, assess what's going on, figure out what the needs are. And now I have all these relationships and this experience, and each time it's a different need, but the way you handle it is the same. Be there first, figure out what the needs are, and then come up with what your mandate is each disaster. So where we are now, the money which you've mentioned, we have a warehouse full of aid. It's $16 million full of aid in Miami. So the $10 million you discussed is aid that will be coming into Ukraine. We were coordinating logistics and trucking, and that will be aid going into Ukraine because don't forget, they're out of medical supplies. They're running out of food. It's really bad there. So that's getting aid, and you don't just dump it there. You have to make sure that it's through trusted channels. You have to make sure that you're going into the right places where it's really needed. Just like Puerto Rico, some places were overloaded with aid, but you got to get out into the hills and into different areas where people will need it. So that's its own animal, and that's the aid going in. So the mandate is refugees out and aid going in. The first $2 million of the over $5 million in cash donations that we've raised is being used to partner with a travel company in Poland because there are these camps being built, and those are not good for an infrastructure, and they're not a long-term solution. It's overload on a community. So you get people in, meet them at the camps. What do you need? What's your name? Give me your passport. And then we book travel for them, and we get them out to where they need to get to. So it's eliminating the bottleneck. I asked Twitter for someone to get me in touch with people on Zelensky's team, and the Twitter gods answered, and we are in touch with someone who's going to help us in a trusted way distribute our aid and with all of our trucking logistics to get into Ukraine. And they're speaking to Zelensky's cabinet. So now we have our mandate: refugees out, aid in, and we know exactly what the program is. So now it's like the exhaustion of the beginning is turning into now really being focused on where the money is getting spent.
Bethenny, it can't be overstated that it's a corporation that you are now suddenly running. I can't imagine how many hundreds of people that you now are really organizing around the world to make this effort come together. How do you even begin to do that? Did you have some of this infrastructure in place from other disasters that you were supporting?
So it's important to say that 100% goes to the effort because people need to know that, and it's important to be transparent with people moment to moment about what you're doing. They feel safe. They gave money. They need an ROI, a return on their investment. But I used to produce large-scale events. I used to produce events on Alcatraz, like not invitations, like lighting, sound, staging, and it was never that we had 150 people working for us that I paid salaries for all year. It was that, okay, we need a lighting person. We'll use that person. Let's get the best price on lighting. We need a staging person, food, logistics, all of that stuff to come together. So this is like a big production. You have to come in and be like, okay, we're in Poland now. I'm not going to fly 100 people who don't speak Polish in there. That's just a waste of money. And that's hotels and all that. So you got to kind of, run and gun and figure out what is needed and execute. That's why we're so lean. That's why it's efficient. That's why it's the best way to spend your philanthropy dollar. If you're looking for that value, that's why. So it takes you're running it like a business operation and like a production, if that makes any sense.
It does make sense. Why don't you tell people how they can get involved? Because I know that you're getting big contributions, small contributions. People want to help. So tell us how they can.
So Bethenny.com, BETHENNY.com/be strong. We're trying to update every day, but there's so many changes. You just reminded me that I have to update the travel partner. But it's important to know that $50 could be a train ticket to somebody out of there. $250 could get a whole family to relocate. So you're not paying for the $10 million in aid that will go into Ukraine. Into Ukraine. That's in our warehouse. What you're paying for is the relocation to not overload a country that's taking in people in droves.
What you're doing is so amazing, Bethenny.
Really amazing.
Really, you're just amazing. You're an angel. You're an angel.
In less than a week, you pulled this together.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Really tremendous.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Just keep it going.
Yeah.
Keep it going.
Well, you're helping us, so this is great.
Well,
Bethenny,
thank you so much for being with us.
Yeah, we really appreciate you coming on.
Anything
and
we
talking
can
about
do
it.
to get the word out, you let us know.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
All right.
Bethenny.